especially since it's no longer invisible.
Yep.
Which just protects their allies.
Yeah, and Venom's nerfs, I mean, his talents were the big nerfs to me. Like, he lost 5 move speed, lost a bit of base damage. The Gale can be dispelled, kind of big for some heroes, like, who have those dispels, like PL, for example, but lost some of those impactful carry talents, like the big damage he used to get level 20 being the one that really sticks out for me. So definitely we'll see how he kind of still functions as a carry now that he doesn't hit that like power spike. When he hits level 20, gets all this bonus right click damage. Doesn't have the experience talent level 10 as well, which is another big part of his strength.
So this is one of the quick foot heroes we saw the other day. He played very well on this hero. I think it was like 14-1 and 13.
Yep. Picks at a time where disables are kind of limited here, but there is that sleep into arrow guaranteed 5-second stun in the storm is obviously going to destroy him, but outside of that, it's not easy to lock down the storm this game with the 4 heroes they've picked so far.
Definitely. But they do have one more pick, and since if we look at Naga as a support, you know, you can always have another core that does have some lockdown.
You see Storm, do you think if you're in OpTic shoes, you're thinking more about a different carry then?
Maybe you just keep it, maybe you could just keep it as a core Veno and then Earthshaker, maybe?
Yeah. It looks, to me, like, I would see this and think Cormorana, Corveno, and then pick up another
Disable in the offlane.
Disable offlane, yeah, like the Shaker you mentioned, or something along those lines. Alternatively, you could do like a Veno offlane, Mirana mid, and pick up a safe laner if you wanted, like with a Disable type thing.
Well, we'll have to see. I definitely do think they need another Storm Answer. I don't think it's the best idea to always rely on a Sleep Arrow.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a support Naga, you know, you're going to have some time, or you're going to need to take some time to actually hit those levels to level up your sleep, and then it's going to take forever for it to cool down.
As for DC, almost certainly looking for Masons here. Anything that stands out to you for that position? No PL against the Veno. I mentioned that. Dispel against the Gale being one of the big changes there.
I think they should play around the Storm. Maybe a hero that's a bit mobile that can follow up the Storm. Actually, you know, I think Spectre is a pretty good pick again, personally. Okay. I played against it, and they made some changes to her Spectral Dagger. Okay, they're going to go with Lifestealer. So, kind of follow up on the Storm. Yeah, but Spectre is actually really cool now. Her Dagger is pretty much 100% uptime with the talents.
Alright. Well,
I forgot what I was playing, but I had like 400 something movement speed. I couldn't get away from her.
Yeah, with the level 15, you instantly get that shorter cooldown on the dagger, and a lot more. It's that or 8 stats though. 8 stats is a lot for a Spectre.
It's pretty good.
Drow Ranger, last pick. Drow Mirana Veno. Now things come together and you suddenly understand what OpTic's doing. They're doing these 3 range cores, looking to, in some ways, win all 3 lanes. They may even like dual lane or tri lane against that Lifestealer because this is a tough laning stage. The gap closers are there with the Storm Spirit especially. You've got Beastmaster who can kind of roar and go in on a target as well, but definitely a laning stage where you're going to be a little bit worried if you're in DC shoes.
But this is kind of the cool thing now. I feel like when you see this type of draft, you no longer sleep into arrow. This is now we're going to wait for the Storm to jump someone and then we're going to sleep. Yep. Let's kill the Lifestealer while everyone's sleeping because most of the time he's going to be raged. So they have that reset button to rely on.
Well, we'll see our first Game 1 draft underway here in this best-of-5 Grand Finals. It's going to be definitely an exciting one. I think we're going to have maybe a quick pause at the start. Bulba's standing right next to me. Don't think they're ready to go. Oh, they are. Okay, no, there we go. There's the pause. So maybe just fixing some quick settings or technical things going on with whatever's happening there. But anything crazy you think we'll see with the lanes? Like, is this going to be pretty standard? Do you think either team really wants to go for those like aggro trail lanes, like against the Lifestealer, for example?
I think if anyone's going to be doing that, it should be OpTic. I think DC have to either run dual lanes or just dodge lanes altogether. I think it's a little too difficult to deal with a Witch Doctor Naga with their Undying Lion.
Yeah, Naga very strong at kind of going for those aggro lanes because you get a Stout Shield or something, just run, and there we see, Stout Shield Naga Siren with Tengo, Salve, Mango. Definitely that kind of aggressive, get-in-your-face Naga Siren. Here that has 6 base armor, a lot of stats, very strong level 1 spells with the Riptide, and then most likely the Ensnare at level 2 to set up things like either a Gale, an Arrow, whatever it may be. So, does feel like these lanes are going to be rough. Who's OpTic sending mid, do you think? I guess Marana.
I think it's Marana.
Yeah, Marana's the better of the two. The more conventional, unless you really want that ensnare arrow combo going in the off lane.
I think they might even just dual lane to begin with.
Okay.
They have that flexibility in their draft, I feel.
For OpTic, yeah. I mean, they can theoretically look to win 3 lanes and maybe at least 2 of the lanes if they go for those dual lanes. So it is a possibility. As for DC, I mean, you mentioned they want to maybe try and secure their lanes a bit more. What do DC need to do in this early game? Like, the Undying is he's got to go and try fight the tri-lane wherever they go, I guess. He wants to be getting those multi-hero decays off.
I feel like there definitely is a possibility for him to get kills. You know, they have some decent disables in all lanes, but I think the problem with that is it's pretty much the Lifestealer lane as well as the Beastmaster lane where you have kill potential, but Storm needs to be protected at the same time. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Okay. Well, here we go. We'll hop ourselves into the live game. Draft has ended. Very likely we see those group up as 5. Often see the big smokes happening at level 1. One team trying to find the other, maybe someone trying to avoid the other. To me, the Veno, Marana, Naga, that's kind of the stronger of the level 1 lineups between the two, I imagine. I mean, Undying's very good, but Storm, Lifestealer maybe not as geared up for the level 1 fights.
So I actually think Storm's not that bad.
Okay. He's got a lot of armor. He can kind of hold his ground and fight. And OpTic aren't even grouping up as 5. We've seen them go for this like 5-man level 1 smoke almost every game they've played so far, but this time around they perhaps looking to pop the smokes and just scout out lanes here because they've got a couple heroes bottom, couple heroes top. It kind of seems like you can wait and see where your opponents go and then make sure you get the 2 runes on the other side of the map.
Yeah, definitely. You can see CCNC here is just positioned in case anything does happen.
Are they even going to go for it? It seems both teams are just playing the defensive, let's protect our runes game. Neither one going for any aggressive plays yet. If anyone is going aggressive, it's DC going to move down here. Ready with the potential leap is the Marana, but if they don't bring numbers here, OpTic can definitely fight them. They've got a very strong 3-hero combo down here. Marana will scout things out, and I think, yeah, DC actually get cold feet. They see 2 or 3 of those here, and they're like, wait, if they have 4 or 5 here, we're dead. So let's not fight that. And well, bounty rune top, no one even gets it.
Oh, they are going to switch up the lanes.
On the which
CCNC is going to be going safe lane.
Okay.
And
so
Drow is mid.
Drow mid.
I think it's to avoid the potential pressure that she might be getting.
Yep.
So they put the Marana instead because she can easily survive. Farm might be a little less, but at least you don't run the risk of getting caught out and dying because you do have a leap to rely on. Yeah,
and you're largely picking this Drow for the aura in the laning stage. So going mid, you're going to get more solo XP. You may not get as much farm because you're not going to match up against a Storm great, but you give your side lanes a huge boost in damage.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, the Zai offlane Veno, very annoying tough lane for the Lifestealer. And it looks like Naga just going to be moving around, trying to scout out some of these lanes, block some camps, finds Demon early on. This is very annoying for the Lion, who does not really want to be getting into a right-click battle with a Naga.
Look at that Naga movement speed, 318. What a strange number because of that new agility.
Jeez, and with that movement speed, just chasing down Demon, getting him down to half HP.
Oh, good old taunt.
I don't think that bothers Misery very much, given the fact that he's the one winning this right-click battle. And seeing some of these other lanes, bottom lane is going to be dual lane pressure on a Marana. This is not really the ideal place for Undying to be, perhaps. And Witch Doctor is going to be tucked away under the tower. Bulbasaur on the Undying really needs to find a place to be effective in this laning stage as an Undying. And it looks like mid lane is going to be where he heads.
They are going to catch it out, though. And you were talking about how the Drow might not match up too well against the Storm, but he seems to be doing really well right now.
Yep. Here comes the Geharas. They're actually going to go diving for him. At least Bulba wants to. Pycat needs to tango his way through. It looks like he's already used one. He's going to gust him away. Pycat tucking himself in. Gets the salve off. This is going to get fully healed up. Doesn't actually get it cancelled until now with that decay. Maybe needs to be a little bit careful. Has very little health despite being over half health because of all those decays. And we'll not see it amount to too much as the 2-minute runes come. Demon says, I've got this one. Misery may have been harassing him a lot up till now, but Demon with the double rune will perhaps have the last laugh for now. With Veno coming in, Demon could be in some trouble here, but no distance covered by the Veno to get in range for a Gale.
Looks like MSS is actually getting quite a lot in this offlane as well.
Lifesteal is getting a lot of farm top also. Hasn't really been shut down by Veno at all.
That is ours.
Well, since Gale can be dispelled now, there's actually no reason for him to Gale him. That's actually a big thing. That's actually, now that I think about it,
yeah,
Lifestealer is the perfect pick to deal with this. They totally anticipated an offlane Veno.
Yeah, they banned the PL last, which also has a similar dispel, so it feels like, you know, you're against this potential Veno, let's get a hero that doesn't care about the Gale because they can just purge it off, and they found just that with this Lifestealer who is crushing the safe lane for now. Zai's still getting some farm, but this is not maybe the result you were expecting with a Veno in the off lane with Drow Aura.
Yeah, definitely, and if you look at MSS's farm, he's doing perfectly fine.
Can they kill the Koikva Storm here? Cask into Maledict, some good right-click damage here. One more right-click. Koikva maybe going to go down. He does have some bottle charges. He's going to need to try and get some regen between. Should be close, not quite. Forced back to base. One uphill miss there, and I think they actually get the kill if not for that. He did hit 3 or 4 right-clicks from the low ground, but very close.
Yeah, still, it sends him back, so this is going to slow down his progression. It's a very important part of the laning phase. This Koikva is very far behind this Drow now, I think. Not very, but yeah, it's building up.
The Drow is not actually CSing all that well, but neither is the Storm. It's kind of an interesting matchup where neither player is getting much farm because of all the pressure and ganks going their way. Drow got forced to use multiple Tangos, get an early point in Gus, which you don't necessarily want to do. So both mid laners seeing a lot of pressure, and well, speaking of which, here comes another gank. Drow, not known for being the most elusive hero, is going to be on the receiving end of a Hex Impale gank. This is should be a kill here. 1 or 2 more right clicks going to be needed. They bring down Piker. That's the first blood. The TP from PPD not going to be enough to save him. May get some experience out of this, but if you're not there when that gank starts, you're not going to save him, and OpTic give up first blood.
Yeah, they're definitely looking to make this a good game for Koikva.
Yeah, a lot of success in this laning stage. Just looking at the CS, it is slightly dire favored here. Maybe not by that much, actually, when you see the raw numbers. Just a couple CS more in each lane, going the way of DC for now. But with that first blood, it's looking pretty nice. I
think it's definitely impressive, though, because Mason's been doing a great job in the safe lane, and he's been up against this Naga and Venomancer the whole time.
That's the lane which I'm most surprised by the CS. I'd expect Lifesteal to have maybe 18 to 20 CS right now, but he's more or less free farmed and not being touched at all. We'll see if he can maintain that. Perhaps gets harder if the Veno starts leveling up the wards.
They spotted out the gank with that ward before it ran out. Very well done by OpTic.
Veno's just falling back to the jungle a bit here, so for now, this is a tough position to be in as a Drow. Anytime supports are missing, you're going to be very afraid to stick around this mid lane. But he's got help now, which is kind of what's protecting him. The potential gank coming in. The scan is perfect. Koikva finds him with the scan, playing on the south side here, looking to make sure that if they come in, he can not get hit by a cask into the creep wave, or maybe just not get hit by a cask, period. As Radiant Observer Sentry combo. Denied. Looking to perhaps set things up here. The Hulk going to fly overhead and find them. Yeah, Koikva's like, alright, I know you're here, and there's nothing you can do to kill me.
A lot of time wasted for OpTic.
Yep.
Go for me.
Look at all these bounty runes going on.
Beastmaster's level 6 now, so potential for a rotation is there.
They are.
He's swooping around. We'll see if OpTic catch wind of this one. They have gonna looks like some vision in the area. Demon now getting chased down. May have to go for a TP. Yeah, Impale TP should be enough to keep him alive. He'll heal himself back up at Fountain, but here's the rotation coming from the Beastmaster. It is a smoked up Undying as well. Could pop the Hawk here to get some vision overhead. They want the Drow Ranger, but they may just have to sell for PPD as they're going to run directly into him. Nope, they're going to go for the Drow Ranger, raw onto Pycat. And it's going to be, theory, an easy kill, but with the invis up, Pycat actually survives into a Moonlight Shadow. They're going to get the return kill onto the Undying. Great play coming out from the early skilled Moonlight Shadow. CCNC saves the Drow Ranger as a result.
That was some quick reaction. Normally, since you're playing a hero that has a global ability, it comes out a little late, but that was instantaneous.
Yep. And because they're not versing like a typical early invis hero, the Ricky's the Bounties, they're not going to have Dust or Sentry that early on. They're probably not even thinking Mirana's going to be using Moonlight Shadow at that early stage of the game, but
yeah, that's
big
a really
save.
good point.
That is a value Moonlight Shadow as it keeps a key kill from going DC's way. DC's laning stage still looking very solid though. Lifesteal continues to free farm. He's even started getting damage onto the tier 1 tower up there. But that's the first row of the game and no kill coming from it.
Yep. They are leading pretty much by the first blood amount.
Yep.
What do you think they're going to be waiting for before they start making moves?
On the DC side?
On the DC side.
Probably the armlet, I guess. And then you can start infesting the storm, going for ganks, but we'll see. I mean, for OpTic, it feels like they just want to play more the farm game until they get that strong mid-game timing with Drow. They really need probably a fast 4-staff somewhere to help deal with the lifestealer and kite him around a bit. See what Misery can do. It looks like OpTic aren't messing around. Okay, hit the arrow, but not going to be able to get this kill. It looks like MSS gets Maledict. He's going to go for the TP on home. Should be just fine here. He's going to get himself out of there. Storm, meanwhile, comes in with an Arcane Rune, picks up Misery, gets himself his second kill of the game, and Quakefer off to a good start here. Demon again, finding himself running into this Venomancer, this time without a TP, and this time he should be dead. Could be a deny here, gets it. Mason has been ensnared here, but I think he should be just fine, holding onto the Rage, not needing it just yet. Doesn't have the Infest for the time being, is going for that fast armlet, so very likely we'll be looking to come online early and start taking some fights here.
Yeah, great deny from Mason. Really slowing down Zai. But so far, still continuing to dominate this laning phase. Yep. I think OpTic are... Maybe they should be waiting for Naga sleep.
Yeah. Their team fight's almost non-existent. You look at their 3 cores, Drow, Mirana, Veno, they're not really very team fight centric. Veno, when you get to maybe level 2, level 3 ulti, but that level 1 costs a lot of mana, doesn't always come into play that much early on. So it does feel like when DC get the armlet, they can just kind of run at them with Roar, Infest, Armlet, Lifesteal, and be damn near unstoppable. Yeah,
they're definitely looking to take the physical damage route as well, because Zai building towards that medallion as his first item, not the normal Veil of Discord that you see. For a lot of Venomancers.
Smoke out from DC. Demon leading the way. Very close to this Witch Doctor. Maybe not the ideal kill to get, but if not that, just getting down some deep wards here could really set them up for some kills later on. Swooping around so I try to get this mid tower. Again, looking for Misery here. Potential invis. It's going to come right away, but this one going to be too late. They get the kill quickly. Potential return kill coming out as they look to get Quakefer. He does not get any ball lightning out. Didn't have the mana, and Demon now being chased. 1 or 2 more right clicks should be enough. They're going to find it as CCNC is leaping after for more, trying to find Bulba. Does he have a Starstorm? Leaps forward his 3rd one in a row. The Starstorm's there, but the neutral. Oh no! CCNC thought he had the 3rd kill. Great rotation though from him and Zai as they get 3 kills to avenge Misery's fallen Naga Siren, and they're going to try and get some damage on this tier 1 using that medallion to try and keep these creeps alive.
That was some great baiting from OpTic. Yeah. I think they knew exactly what was coming on because they TP'd pretty much immediately with both their core heroes.
You got to imagine PPD is making that call too. He's sitting in the trees. Oh, Infest Bomb. First one of the game. Zai's being jumped on. No way out for him. Another TP coming in as well. CCNC feeling pretty safe here, but yeah, this positioning from Peter where he's in the trees there, tucked away, he can pop the smoke, and the second they're there, he throws a cask and then the TPs come. So suddenly OpTic have at least 3, often 4 heroes converging on that mid lane looking to get a return kill. Best DC can do is kill 1 and then try and get the hell out. That time, you can't get away from a Mirana with 3 leaps.
Yeah, you can definitely see the value in that Witch Doctor pick too. You know, you're dealing with a run at you lineup. Cask is probably one of the best spells to deal with that kind of strategy or hero composition.
DC now following that one. Not going to slow down at all. Putting a lot of pressure on this bottom lane with numbers in the neighborhood. But Zai's TP perhaps going to stop anything from happening. Can start laying down some of those pesky wards. Energy booster on Quakefer. See whether the Storm looking to just go a standard Bloodstone build or something else.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the case. I think what we're looking at here is that OpTic are most likely just waiting for their levels. It's not even any item in particular. They just need to make sure that Naga has the sleep, or sleep and Mirana ulti, and then they can start making moves together, taking objectives together, and then they have a get out for free card.
The scary thing's going to be when DC initiate with that Storm, Lifesteal, Infest combo. They don't have good save for whoever gets gone on unless they have a 4-star. Because even if you sleep, the Lifesteal's still Rage, he may just kill that one target. So if Mason gets farmed enough, like gets a Deso or some damage out of him with this armlet, it's going to be very hard to stop him getting that free kill at the start of a fight.
Definitely. I think we'll be seeing a 4-staff from Zai first.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got it queued up. Think of, like you said, once he has
even
that.
Drow, I wouldn't be surprised to see like a 4-staff type rush. Nice long-range impale here. Going to catch the Witch Doctor. Lifestealer go charging and gets ensnared. And now the Death Ward being thrown here. PPD accepts his fate, tries to get some damage out. Koikfa balling away. He's got incredibly low HP. Mason knows he's trying to help him out. Getting the TP out. Will he be out in time? No, just barely. That was incredibly close. One more right click from either hero would have sealed the deal. And it's bottom lane where MSS, level 4 Colawal, looking for a roar onto Zai. With that Centaur, is he going to be able to find a stun here? Could get the chain stun with a roar into Centaur Stomp, gets that deny. As he's going to lose his Boar as well. That's a decent chunk of experience and gold in mid lane. Whoa, Mirana picking up Bulba.
I think DC need to be a little careful with that combo though. It's definitely something that you don't want to happen whenever you make that kind of play, trading your Storm for just a support.
Yeah. We saw it mid as well. That's twice now where they've bowled in, Storm gets a kill, but he commits a bit too much of his mana pool, doesn't have any escape. That's something OpTic are good at chasing and punishing when Storm has no mana. They've got a lot of slows, they've got the ensnare, they've got Mirana who can multiple leap after you. Necrobook 1 on Beastmaster here, but he's been found in the tree. He's going to throw out the Roar as well as the Wild Axes here. He's got a Centaur stun to follow this one up, doing a lot of right-click damage to Zai, and Zai in some trouble, but has the Moonlight Shadow. Where's the detection? They haven't got it. They reset with the sleep.
Oh, he denied himself.
Okay, MSS with the self-deny coming out from all his summons here, and they're trying to chase for more, but doesn't look like they're going to get it, so denying OpTic some gold. Very close game one here. They've now caught down on Misery, who does not have the sleep, having just used it. Demon will get the last hit here. He's got Finger of Death though. PPD with a 2-man cast. Demon just going to throw the finger before he dies. Knows that it's the end for him. Koikfa getting the kill though. That's nice little pickup for him, considering that he's not had the best start after a couple of deaths. That puts him back on track. But it is Pycat taking a tower in the top lane. CCNC finding some runes as well. He's now top of the net worth by a pretty good margin. I say that as Mason's about to pick up a tier 1, so that could now see him boost himself up there a bit, and is going for that Desolator, wants all that burst damage. And there we go, gets the tower, gets himself almost up to the same level of farm as CCNC.
So now that there's no sleep, I think this might be another opportunity for DC to go for an infest play. Although it is on cooldown, I think he just used it to farm.
Yeah, he used it to farm / heal up at the bottom lane when he was pushing the tower.
I guess DC is pretty content with just farming for now. I guess they're not too afraid of, OpTic going into the late game.
Yeah. We'll see how that pans out for him. Definitely Veno's late game potential has been restricted with his nerfs on this patch. Moran and perhaps, I don't know, better late game hero now, or at least in some ways has seen some buffs, some ways seen some nerfs on the new patch.
I think she's still very strong in the late game. Personally, I think it's a buff with her leap change, which is very surprising. I thought she was going to get nerfed. I guess if anything it was nerfed is the Diffusal Blade to some extent.
Yeah, and then some of the talents, you don't get that guaranteed bonus damage anymore that you used to get at level 20. You get 25 mana break, which sounds pretty cool, but I don't think it's quite as good as the raw damage.
Yeah, that's true. Mana break, if it goes through, I think it's supposed to be... Is it 1-to-1 physical damage?
Yeah, I believe so. Here we go, bottom lane. DC mentioned with the sleep on cooldown feel pretty strong, and yeah, the sleep is still down for this Naga Siren. And well, Lifestealer, Beastmaster, a lot of good pushing potential here. And if they can start getting map control, that sets them up for rush. Arrow going to go flying out, not going to hit anything. Perhaps looking for a creep, and he's got the Alpha Wolf as well to give even more pushing power for this DC side. Axes go flying as DC look to continue to chip away at this tier 2 tower, but they need to be careful because Veno's taking top. Veno's doing a lot of damage with the split push here. Now they are looking to retaliate in this bottom lane. Lifesteal are going to just TP on out, and the rest need to also... Potential Arrow could cancel some of these TPs. They find MSS. Have they got a sleep or anything to cancel this? Oh, didn't quite get the ensnare off. DC get out with 0 casualties. That is... I say that line's still down there, but it doesn't look like they'll find him.
Yeah, I think he's...
Meanwhile at mid, regen rune. Oh, is he going for this kill? Perhaps feels like he can because of all the TPs towards that bottom lane, but... PPD is already out of there, maybe knowing that the regen was picked up.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I think this is the right choice. He's tried it time and time again. Every time you think you get a free kill, all of a sudden everyone TPs in and you just lose your life for a support. So he's just going to play it safe, finish that Bloodstone, and then maybe fight with the rest of your team.
We're seeing this right-click damage potential coming in. Tower deny, going to be by MSS, but OpTic going to play it safe, and they do get the tower.
Well, we're 17 minutes into the game. Oh, CCNC.
Yeah, Mirana going to cross paths, but not really. I think that can happen there, unless Storm goes for a kill and maybe either overextends or can kill. I mean, Mirana's triple leap, Storm has ball lightning, so theoretically no one should die in that battle.
Yeah, it's a little too difficult anyways. He's right next to a shrine. Someone could TP in, or he can just use a shrine, and he just has a little too many stats.
Demon. He's been found. They were Moonlight Shadowed in. They get the good initiation. The Gut's going to catch 2. Great silence coming in from Pycat. They're looking for a follow-up kill. The sleep going to kind of reset things here, but I do not see a way out for the Undying. Loses his tombstone during the sleep. The ball lightning in with the infested lifesteal. Who's it going for? It's Zai, but he 4 stops away. Zai is still alive for the time being. I believe that's an urn charge on him that's going to tick him down. Trying to TP himself out. Zai goes down just before the TP, and Pycat brought down as well. Great retaliation coming in from the Storm with the infested lifesteal. It does not catch the TPing OpTic Gaming hero as they managed to at least get a couple kills off of it. Great response here, and we can really see the current strength of this Storm lifesteal. If they can come to the fight later on, there's going to be very little left to deal with them.
Yeah, I think it was also a great team fight by DC, realizing that they don't have a Mirana with them.
Yeah.
I think if you're fighting without CCNC, it's just a little too difficult. There's just not enough damage.
Especially when the song was used like that, you know, it was used kind of before the Storm and Lifestealer came in. If anything, you want to have that song available for when those heroes show up, so you can try and control them or at least isolate the Lifestealer a bit.
You know, and to be fair though, I think a lot of it is to do with the fact that they used it to deal with the Tombstone before anything else happened. They probably felt like this is a bigger threat than the Lifestealer Storm.
True. If those heroes show up and Tombstone's there, then it's likely even worse. Yeah. Well, DC with that now have a fight potentially brewing without Song there. Yeah, they're going to smoke up. There's no Song. They just picked up 2 big items, Deso on Lifestealer and Bloodstone on Storm. So they are definitely in a stronger position here with the cooldown on Sleep. Ball in. They've got the pull. Can they bring him down before the leaps kick in? 1 leap, 2 leap. Storm needs to chase after. It's going to be a kill. No sleep, no Moonlight Shadow, it looked like either. The Storm does get silenced. He needs to be careful. This is fresh Bloodstone. Oh, they silence into Death Ward. He gets brought down, denies himself, but that is perhaps not worth it. Very quick respawn here. DC may look to reset with Storm's potential TP into the tier 2 tower. Bulba's being brought down here. The right-click damage is just too much. Zai's got himself a double kill. This Drow Aura is just doing work here as Quakefa shows up. Is he going to go for a ball in? It's going to be straight into Pycat. Gets the pull. Has the Necrobook supporting him as well as the Boar, and Pycat has too many creeps on him. Gets brought down as well. Can he go back in? Quakefa once more. Starting to use up his mana pool though. Needs to be careful here. Veno just going to turn through the ultimate. Gale him as well. The cast bouncing around. And Quakefa may die for a second time. The cast is still bouncing, and Zai survives through it all, kills a Storm for the second time, this time an actual kill. The Veno ulti, does not get the kill on Mason, but does bring down MSS's Beastmaster. A big teamfight victory for OpTic Gaming.
Oh man, that hurts so much. The Beastmaster creeps just making that fight so much harder for them. That cast got some full value, and Quakefa dying twice in that team fight. That hurts so much.
Those Bloodstone charges instantly getting destroyed as he dies twice. The first was at least a deny, so it wasn't gold going the way of the other team, but you're definitely looking to start building up those charges. When you hit that Bloodstone timing, you smoke up, you feel like you've got the big edge there, but Mirana buffs, you know, triple leap. Storm had to commit all that mana just to kill a Mirana, and when you smoke up with your item timings, you have this kind of feeling in your head like, we've got to get a kill. Like, surely we can get 1 kill out of this, but in hindsight, Quakefa's like, I probably should just let him live, because that was definitely not worth it.
Maybe it would have been a better option to just wait for the rest of the team, and then you let the Beastmaster roar right afterwards.
Yeah, if you get that Chain Stun or a Lion Hex. Problem was with the Storm ball in from a Storm's Electric Vortex was the only disable they had in range. They couldn't actually Chain Stun it.
I think the big issue there was that they might have thought that they didn't need any more damage because of the fact that a Desolator was picked up. But unfortunately for them, they needed that extra damage or lockdown.
Well, we've got a Roche attempt here, and as our best NA observer Lumi is pointing out, this Veno is ridiculously farmed, has a Hex queued up, 10k net worth. He is the lead farmer right now. Can the Storm steal this one? The Sleep is there to secure it. They could set up an arrow. Can CCNC land this one with the timing? I believe it's on cooldown. No, there's the arrow flying out. The Storm is going to get hit by it perfectly. He's completely dead. The Gus is there to hit the lifesteal as well. He's now ensnared. He can't get out of this one. He's going to die to the Death Ward if he's not careful. Mason dead as well. This is a disaster for DC. The TP out will be successful from Undying, but this is a must cut your losses moment for DC. The Storm wanted to go for the steal, but Naga, so good at protecting against that play, secures Roche, sets up the kill on both Storm and Lifestealer with a great silence.
Oh, they might be getting more here.
Should be dead. He hexes one illusion to get rid of it. He's still being chased down. Zai 4-star forward, no way out. They're like, you take it, no, okay, all right. Misery says, fine, I'll get the kill. Zai continuing to lead the net worth charts here as his Veno is getting out of control. And this is that timing for the Drow strat. 15 to 20 minutes in is really where you want to be taking Roche, start to take all those towers, and even if you're against a team that has that gap closing initiation, you need to punish them with your raw damage output anytime they get too aggressive, and OpTic have done just that. The Naga works so well as a defensive hero with this kind of strat as well.
Yeah, definitely. That sleep just did so much for them. It denied them any opportunity to steal that Roshan, and not only that, they managed to get a free Storm kill because of it. They just walked around. Oh, he's asleep right here. Hit that arrow. Teamfight is just instantly won from then on.
Well, let's see what DC resort to. Maybe more a game where they try and just start split pushing things up. The catch and punish for split push isn't really there, which is maybe where it looked like an okay idea to try and take fights. You have Lifestealer and Storm with Bloodstone Death, so you're quite strong, but at the same time, we saw how strong OpTic Gaming can be if they're the ones getting that sleep hour set up and getting themselves an Aegis now. This Veno with the 4-staff just proven to be a bit too difficult to deal with. OpTic now with an invis through their own jungle, looking to clear things out and find some big pickoffs here. Come close to finding the lifesteal. They'll see him now. Leap in. Can they bring down Bulba? Bulba very, very squishy here. The TP out from lifestealer. He knows this is a lost fight. He's going to leave Bulba to die. Mason says, I don't want anything to do with that. Well, OpTic Gaming with Aegis on their side very likely will just take out all these outer towers and get a lot of map control here.
I feel like DC have to basically get pickoffs from now on. I don't think they can fight into them anymore, which is something I feel like they should have done even earlier than this too.
Yeah. They tried too much to do like the team fight with the Storm Lifestealer rather than the pickoff play. Even like resorting to more of that split push, because that's something OpTic Gaming are not prepared to deal with. You split push, they're going to have to then separate and go try and push out lanes, which is where you can find those pickoffs.
Yeah,
Instead,
definitely.
Oh, OpTic Gaming, are they strong enough to go higher ground here? It looks like they're thinking about it.
I think they might as well, right? You have an Aegis on your Mirana, and then you have sleep on your Naga.
You
have a lot of avenues.
DC wanting a big initiation here. Mirana's not the best target to go on here, and the smoke pops. They've now seen the Beastmaster. If anything, they're going to turn and fight this. They invis up, making it very difficult for Demon, who's in the front lines. He's caught first. No dust, no sentries, and I think DC's plan of attack has been completely foiled here by some good OpTic Gaming positioning. They're chasing, looking for more. MSS, oh, 4-staff down. Misery's going to get the ensnare. Can he TP on out? Doesn't look like there's going to be great follow-up here. Potential. Yeah, he's got another leap. Arrow. Okay, he dodges it, but with that Solar Crest, the right-click damage just tears him apart. OpTic's right-click damage is just insane.
That was actually a zoning arrow.
Yeah. Oh,
nowhere to go.
Into me with the arrow.
He had nowhere to go.
Veno's got a Hex. Okay.
Oh man, top 3 net worth all on OpTic side. They're just looking so strong right now.
Okay. Well,
and everyone's completing their 4-staffs, like you said. As long as they have 4-staff, it's so hard to continue or follow through with the initiation. Oh, Sheep Veil, is it going to be enough? Storm Spirit
trying to bring him down. Doesn't look like they'll get the damage to bring him down for now, but at the same time, that's a Storm who will struggle to defend. Up to a 12k plus gold lead here with OpTic's last pick Drow Ranger proving to be very difficult for DC to deal with. And DC's draft on paper looked fantastic here. They've got good teamfight, initiation, a good like dual core lineup with the Storm, the Lifestealer, they've got a Beastmaster, but just feels like they have not got that defensive hero or the items necessary to sustain against this physical damage.
I definitely agree with you there. I think the draft is pretty solid from DC, but I think that I would have liked to see more pick-off play rather than just trying to force a 5-on-5 fight all the time. Especially since you do have a Storm, a Lifestealer, as well as a Beastmaster. Maybe you could have itemized for the Beastmaster a little more. Maybe Boots of Travel wouldn't be, too crazy.
Yep. They have sold out the Aegis here, and what?
Uh-oh, MSS.
Oh gosh, that's a troubling kill if they do get it. But CCNC perhaps not wanting to chase too far. And for DC, they've sold out the Aegis now. They haven't lost racks. Are they in a position where they can still win this game if they drag it into the late game without losing too much of their base?
I think these fights need to start with them finding Mirana. Or sorry, not Mirana, Naga. I think if the sleep is present, it's just way too hard for them to find a team fight.
Okay. At the same time, they can deal with the Naga. Do you feel like their late game is going to be stronger, or is it just going to come down to like how those spells are used?
I actually think that OpTic's late game is also stronger.
Yeah. I mean, if their late game is stronger, they've got a big lead. It's going to be pretty tricky for DC here. They need to start trying to think about some of those pickoffs you mentioned, because they have to start clawing their way back in and not letting this game drag out too much. Definitely Drow Ranger is going to become very problematic. The Butterfly queued up. Lifesteal just hasn't got the farm to deal with evasion. Not to mention, it's gotten a lot more difficult to deal with evasion with the nerf state items like MKB.
Definitely. And that, I mean, the thing is, Drow isn't even your only issue. You have all three of the ranged cores on OpTic side at the top of net worth. Even if you were to deal with the Drow Ranger, you have to commit all of your resources just to shut her down. And then all of a sudden, you're just like, okay, well, we got her, but we're just going to lose to the Venomancer as well as Mirana.
And similarly, yeah, Mirana's also cute. Butterfly, they're going to catch Demon with an arrow, not even follow it up. Some discipline coming in from OpTic. The Death Ward, PP is like, all right, you guys don't want to kill Demon? I'll bring him down. Very close to killing him, but not quite. CCNC says, that's fine, it's just a lion. That's not even a kill worth my trouble. Takes the tier 3 tower, doesn't commit to the melee racks here, wants to fall back and take the shrine, it looks like. And this is where you mentioned OpTic Gaming. If they've got the better late game, they can just fall back, play it slow, safe. They know Storm has almost no Bloodstone charges, just the 4 charges to work with. His late game growth and potential is not going to really be there. And they're just going to keep getting further and further ahead because of this play.
This game is just looking so difficult for DC right now, especially considering the fact that OpTic now have 4 Force Staffs.
Jeez, that's where Lifesteal is incredibly sad.
Yeah.
4 Force Staffs and Ensnare from the Naga as well. Leap on Mirana. Like, there is plenty of ways to get away and escape at this point.
I think the worst thing is that they have enough right-click damage that if he does jump in and they pop sleep, he's just going to die during the sleep.
Even, yeah, in rage or no rage, doesn't really matter at this point.
They have to find some window where they can make pickoffs happen, and I don't know that window's going to come. OpTic Gaming are just doing so well, positioning themselves right next to each other. And if you make an incorrect move, you're looking at a Venomancer that has a Blink Dagger now with a Sheepstick.
Looks like they maybe know where this smoke is coming from. A lot of pings coming out from Demon, as Naga did use a Riptide, I believe, while smoked. Perhaps revealing their exact position. Beastmaster, though, in the front line. Zai was looking for him. Had his blink cancelled, though, so couldn't quite get the Blink Gale off. And OpTic Gaming gonna reset. They're pinging out the mid lane, perhaps suggesting they do not want to go for this high ground push just yet, and more keen on waiting for a safer time, perhaps a time where they've got Aegis, Cheese, and a bit more to work with in a push scenario. And then TPing to the top shrine really suggests this push is over. They don't really care about DC getting a bit more room to farm, because OpTic have a lot more of the map to use at this time of the game.
Yeah, they're not in any rush. I think Roshan is going to be up soon, about 2 minutes. And they have a very secure lead. They definitely know that they have the lead. I mean, they're just doing whatever they want for the most part.
As long as they don't give up those pickoffs. And when Veno TPs, the entire OpTic Gaming get out. They don't give any room for DC to say, oh, Veno TP'd, let's jump on them. They've maybe only got 3 or 4 heroes here. It's a full 5-man fallback, and the problem is you can't find pickoffs when you've got no vision up. DC have been bottled in their base the entire game. They can't get on the map, they can't get wards down. Very difficult to find those picks unless you blindly smoke out or just hope for the best when you move out of your base. So the avenue for DC back in this game is very slim.
And we're getting closer and closer to those higher level talents. Once we get level 20 on Drow Ranger, it's going to be even more damage coming out for everyone. We're going to see a level 20 Venomancer soon. I really like this level 20 talent from Venomancer. Whenever your Gale hits someone, it summons 2 wards.
Oh, do you think, yeah, is that the...
I think that's the one you go for, yeah. Because the other one is plus 6-second poison over duration.
Sure.
And I think it's a little bit of an overkill, in my opinion.
Yeah, getting those 2 extra wards can be very annoying. And instantly, when you Gale someone, you get that poison thing on them too, so...
Well, they're jumping in. This is it.
Going for This is a deep jump here. He's got BKB, but he's being kited. They're invis as well. Quickfoot doesn't have the detection. He needs his team there.
Oh,
the sentries are too far away. He's ensnared. Arrow follows it up. Doesn't actually hit. I believe the Tombstone zombie blocked that one. That's at least a nice little bit of block play. Now, meanwhile, on the low ground, the silence comes out. The Lion's getting two-shotted here. Goes down right at the start of the fight. They will ball in, get the Naga before she can sleep. That's perhaps a good start to this fight. Zai jumped on as well. Zai goes down. This is okay for DC. They need to just deal with the right-click damage. The cast is doing some decent work here, but the Witch Doctor ultimate from the trees. PPD tearing them apart. CCNC going to outlast the Lifestealer as well. He wins the battle of the carries, and Pycat thinking he wants MSS. They haven't dealt with this Tombstone, though. They're going to turn and right-click it down. That saves Pycat's life, as perhaps they want to get this Beastmaster, but he's now blinked himself even further to the north. It looks almost promising. Oh, well, okay, what's happening up top? Dead melee racks. TP's coming in. Don't think that's not going to even save it.
Oh boy, this is why you got to push out your lanes.
That's with the Drow Aura being cast, yeah.
On the bright side, they did get Zai to buy back. He didn't really need to buy back, but
it's okay.
It's okay. I mean, they're getting a Roshan out of this.
You get a Roshan and a full lane of Rax. I'm not even,
yeah,
the full lane of Rax wasn't even really part of the fight. It was just the fact that that creep wave was not being dealt with by DC. You go for a big smoke out like that, and there's a creep wave at your door. Drow pushes aura. Goodbye buildings.
Guys, there's a cheese in the pit.
You know,
all right, they don't even mind.
They don't even care.
I think he realizes, right?
Oh, they'll probably realize soon when they look around and suddenly someone's going to ask, like, oh, so who's got the cheese? Oh, no one?
Well, we'll see about that.
We'll see how long it takes.
Doesn't look like it.
I'll give it like 2.5 minutes, you know.
2.5 minutes, okay. I bet you it's going to be there. Before when the game ends, it's going to be there.
Still have a cheese there. Then we just start talking about like third Roche, like let's get that Roche shot up, and then someone's going to suddenly realize, like,
oh dude, there's a cheese.
We never got the cheese. Zai with a plate mail now. That physical damage on the DC side. Really all they've got. The Storm, Lifestealer, Beastmaster, you know, you roar someone, you try and burst them down with the physical damage of Lifestealer. Outside of Lion, it isn't a very magic damage-based draft.
Oh, this could be very bad.
Yep, there's the arrow. Oh, okay, BKB's it. But had to BKB it. Now gets ensnared. Not sure they want to follow this one up here. The Storm not having a BKB maybe okay to work around because there's not many disables now that the sleep is down, so could still fight without the BKB. Really, he bought the BKB just for that play. That sleep into arrow is why he has a BKB. Okay, the TP's out. They've perhaps left their team here with the Storm CP out. They're going to smoke forward. They want to find more MSS. Has the infested Lifestealer inside him? They don't have Storm here, though, but they're going to instantly jump, kill the Drow. This is not too bad. The finger comes out onto Zai. They want to bring down the Venom. I believe they should be successful. Lifestealer needs to get a few more right clicks off, but the evasion, that Solar Crest, now the Invis, he's still alive. And DC dropping life wisely. They do eventually bring down the Venom. They've lost 3 in the process, and Drow coming back, gets a couple more kills here. Pycat says, I'm going to come back and take this fight for us. Did have to buy back for that one, but ultimately perhaps worth it because even just a buyback from Drow gives the entire team so much right-click damage.
Yeah, and I think they realize that they're kind of out of steam now. This is going to be a buyback for a set of racks.
Well, we'll see if DC can defend it with their buybacks. Lifestealer not having one is a big problem here. I'm sure Zai wished he has that cheese. Speaking of cheese, I believe, did Storm just pick it up? Has Storm got the cheese?
No, they didn't check.
Oh, he didn't check.
Right there.
I thought he balled in. No, he's... Oh, he sees a... Okay, the career.
They realized. They realized. There's no cheese.
I'm sure it's like Zai there. He's like, he's dead, and he's like, man, I wish I had a cheese. Did someone... Who's got the cheese? Pass it over. And suddenly you realize no one's got it.
It might have been... Or it could have been, you know, someone was supposed to take it, and they're just like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
I didn't actually get it.
Not the end of the world as OpTic ultimately do find themselves up 2 lanes of racks, so a bit of sloppiness for getting the cheese aside. They are still in that dominating position where they've set themselves up to take a third rush if they need it, or just wait for that big fight or pick off that opens up that final lane of racks, which is, at this point, more or less going to be GG because DC's draft does not deal with mega creeps at all.
Yeah, definitely. That's, I mean, the CCNC's Mirana is just getting out of control now. He's got that butterfly as well, and like you said, they just don't have what it takes to deal with evasion right now.
Yep. Well, do you even consider that Moonlight Shadow cooldown at level 25 of Mirana? 3 arrows is so nice.
I feel like 3 arrows is too good.
At the same time, if your opponent's like struggling for detection, having that, what at that point, what is Moonlight Shadow on, like a 30-second cooldown, 40-second cooldown? Something absurd. Well, down to a 30-second cooldown Moonlight Shadow at level 25. That is pretty good. If you can take gems, if you have a gem and can take out the sentries, and your opponents don't have a gem, they're so screwed at that point. If you're constantly 5-man invis, it's like pseudo perma smoke around the map. But
Pycat, he's got that level 20 talent. Look how much damage he does. He doesn't even have damage items. He does almost 400 damage. just because of his talents and the Vlads and Drow as a whole.
Yeah. All that agi just adding up, and well, we'll see the push from the low ground. CCNC, this Dragonlance helping him out. The Venom Ward's giving vision. He gets that so safely from afar, and nothing really that can be done from the DC side. They're going to defend their racks. You have to kind of get to the high ground if you want to chip at the racks if you're in CCNC shoes, so perhaps a little bit riskier, because DC at some point are going to just have to jump in. Problem is, you jump in, that sleep can be used as a counterplay.
Yeah, and this is just such a difficult defense to make.
It's got ages, you don't even really want to jump him.
Yep.
Break the Lincolns with a mana drain, and he's going to back off. Perhaps even just wait for that Lincolns to come back before he goes on the high ground again. Ooh, quite far. Cut that a bit close. These Plague Wards are just going to finish off the range racks, it looks like, anyways. These Beastmaster neutrals just feeding away gold. That's easy right clicks, kills for the Mirana. Range tracks down. At some point you got to say go, because Mega Creeps are coming your way. Yeah, they're going to go. As the Aegis is popped here, they time it well. The Raw there as well. They really want CCNC. Where's that detection? They've got the Necrobook. Perhaps going to be enough to get the kill. Venom goes down. CCNC soon to follow. Gets the 2 kills on the carries here. Not bad for OpTic as the buyback comes in. Mirana wants to come back into this fight. Can only TP to the Shrine though. Not sure if DC want to keep on fighting this one. The right clicks from the Drow range are proving to be a bit too much to deal with. And they want to go for the Mega Creeps here. Undying going to buy back knowing that this is it. They really cannot afford to lose this melee racks. OpTic may even continue to push here. Mirana buying back though. Don't want to lose her for a second time. Drow with cheese. Perhaps enough incentive to push on forward. Misery. Oof. Tried to get the Yules on Quake for there it looks like, but couldn't quite get it.
Yeah, I think they're just waiting for the Mirana, and now that she's here, they're just going to all in this melee racks.
Even if you lose like a Mirana, she doesn't have buyback theory, you're fine here, because you've got Mega Creeps, and hey, they've got sleep. They sleep, they back off. Misery's like, alright, we're all safe, let's get out of here. And that is Mega Creeps, and don't always want to say as a caster, but probably game over, Houston.
I think so too. That was a very, very good attempt from DC though. That was the dream team fight. Unfortunately, it was at the very end, at their very last building.
If that Aegis had perhaps expired before the tier 3 tower went down, could have maybe been a bit better time, but see here, Lifestealer trying to get that MKB now. It just feels like there's too many items he needs. He needs an MKB for the evasion, he needs like Maelstrom, Mjolnir to deal with the Mega Creeps now. It's just harder and harder. They will play it out though, so we'll look for another fight or two. Good news is you just have to huddle around that tier 4 towers and throne, and your opponents aren't going to like chip away at you as much. But bad news is you've got Mega Creeps to deal with, and that is something that DC definitely are not well equipped to try and fight.
I think Beastmaster isn't that bad. He's got that 120 Wild Axe damage just to deal with the split push.
Sure, take what you can get at this point. Top lane, uh-oh, that's picked off Mason Lifesteal. He gets the Infest off though just in time, as he was about to get chased down, and they can't really deny this creep, I don't believe, so...
They just call it a good game.
Good game, yep.
Yeah.
It's kind of anticlimactic. I thought that was like a team chat where he's just like, oh, I'm in a creep, but, you know, like, GG guys, I lived. But I mean, the game was kind of over when they got the Megas here. I think DC thought, let's see if we can play it out, get the win, but they